Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today I wanted to bring this conversation to the table and talk about the importance of filling your own cup. So you may or may not be aware of self-love and self-care and giving that energy to yourself. So no matter what stage you're at, whether you're a pro at self-love and self-care or whether you're an absolute newbie and you're like, what are you on about, Emma? This video is going to help you to just give you that helpful reminder or even some tips and tools on why we need to fill our cups regularly and how this is so beneficial to our mindset, to our positivity, to our manifestations, and everything in between. It affects our whole well-being and our life. Now, you always have two types of people, I find. You have the givers, the nurturers, the givers who give to everybody else in their life, who are like, my cup is full when I'm giving to others and helping and serving. And you know, you have those types of people in the world, and I'm definitely one of those people. And then you also have the other side where you have more kind of, I guess, introverted people who will kind of, you know, fill their cups regularly, but maybe not quite in the right way where it's actually filling their cup. They're more of like an introverted person where they love giving to others, but equally they feel they give to themselves, but maybe are just not aware of how to do that in quite the right way. So no matter which one you are, witness which one you are today, whether you're a giver who puts everybody above yourself or whether you are the person who is more introverted, but also isn't quite filling your own cup, even though you feel that you spend like time alone with yourself, you're comfortable with time by yourself, etc. There are so many different ways to look at this, but self-love and self-care tie in together so nicely. So let's talk about the differences between the two first of all, because sometimes, and I ask this in every client session when I check in with people on self-love, not everybody knows the exact differences. So self-love is that one-on-one relationship we have with ourselves, that personal relationship, how we see ourselves in the mirror, you know, those kind words we would say about ourselves. How would you describe yourself? That is self-love. Self-care is the physical implementation of that. So going to the gym, eating well, having a bubble bath, doing a face mask, etc., you know, treating yourself to something, that is all part of self-care. That's the physical implementation of your self-love that you cultivate for yourself. So both must happen to go hand in hand and to bring that cup filling together as such. But one thing I really want to say is to all the givers out there, to all the overgivers who don't necessarily prioritize self-care or self-love each week, or who enjoy giving to others but then feel depleted or just feel like that's all you're doing and then you're feeling stressed or tired or whatever it is that you can't pour into anybody else's cup with an empty cup. So think about it that way. Are you really giving what you can to others in the best way possible if you're pouring from an empty cup? No. So think about it. If you had two empty cups of water, or one was a bit full, and you tried to pour from the empty cup into the half full cup, that's not going to make that cup full because there's nothing to pour into it. But when you take the time to nurture your self-love and your self-care and to fill your own cup each week, you have a cup to pour from and to be able to give to others. So when you look at your relationships in your life, your friendships, romantic relationships, family, whatever it is, we have to be able to pour from a cup that has water in, essentially, that has something in, to be able to give and share with others. Otherwise, what we're doing is not really giving from a space which is aligned anyway, which is from a space where you're actually giving anything. And self-care and self-love is one that I think we all need a reminder on every now and again, even myself. And even if you do feel that you can spend time with yourself comfortably and feel comfortable in your own presence, think about the time you're actually spending by yourself. And I always say this, are you spending quality time by yourself? So when you are spending time by yourself, are you filling your own cup and doing nice things for self-love and self-care? Or are you just mindlessly watching Netflix? Now, don't get me wrong, I love Netflix, there's nothing wrong, and sometimes Netflix can be a form of self-care for sure. But if you are not spending quality time with yourself to fill your own cup, to address anything and to nurture your soul and your well-being, that's not really quality time at all. So really look at what time you are spending with yourself and how you're spending that time, and challenge yourself to incorporate more self-loving ways where you can have quality time with yourself instead of just time by yourself. So even if you only have like a few hours a week spare, an afternoon or whatever, a few evenings, you can really cultivate this time that even in short amounts of time, you can fill your cup really full and really well with those nurturing practices, which I'm going to share with you today. But dedicate that time for yourself. Remember, if you want your manifestations to come into your life, you have to create the space for them. Whether that's attracting new friendships, new love, work, whatever it may be, you have to create the space for it. And the best way to create the space for things in our life is by that self-care and self-love and dedicating that time to ourselves, because we are worthy of that. So, you know, affirm with me now, like, I am worthy of self-care and self-love. I am worthy of giving myself that time to nourish myself each week, because you are worthy of it. We all are worthy of it. We are born worthy of it. And it's almost like we have to give ourselves that permission slip to say, it's okay. Like, I give myself permission to fill my own cup and look after myself, to be able to give to others from an aligned place where I'm able to do that. And the reason why I brought this conversation up and felt so cool to share this is because as we enter into Mercury retrograde, well, when I'm filming this, we're entering into it. Obviously, by the time you watch this, we'll already be a week in, so you've got 2 weeks left. Mercury retrograde teaches us to rest. It stops us in our tracks and allows us to look at any areas of our life that we haven't been able to focus on because work's kept us busy, life's kept us busy. So Mercury is the ruler of communication, travel, and technology. So during Mercury retrograde, some annoying little things can happen in terms of travel, communication, or technology. But what that is doing is not to be a hindrance or to be annoying, it's stopping us in our tracks, because let's face it, and I can even admit this, work is the one thing that keeps me busy. So when something in work is stopping me, I then have the space to look at what I need to address, whether that's work related, personal life related. I'm able to shine that light upon what I need to. And during Mercury retrograde, you can feel normally a bit more tired, and it's all about that self-care of Mercury just saying stop, slow down, and nurture yourself. Fill your own cup. So this is why I felt so cool to share it, because it is a theme of the Mercury retrograde over the next few weeks. So allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to take time off. 2020 has been such a chaotic, hectic year, even though most of us have spent most of it at home or in lockdown. A lot of people like myself have worked flat out. We haven't had holidays. We haven't really had time off. And even if you have, you can still need that self-care and self-love regularly to fill your own cup and to feel energized. So let Mercury be that reminder for you over the next few weeks, and just, you know, make that commitment with me today to schedule out some time, maybe on an evening, a weekend, whenever you have free, to dedicate it to yourself. And then you're going to follow these 3 steps of the self-care routine that I recommend to people, to then implement that and to check in and make sure that you're filling your own cup regularly. So this is more onto the self-care side of things now. So yes, look at your self-love relationship. I've got podcasts and videos on that too if you want to dive more into the self-love side of things, and worthiness, etc. But in terms of implementing that self-love into a manageable self-care routine each week, like I said, schedule out that time, create the space. That's the first step you have to do with anything. You know, whether it's a manifestation or a goal, like create the space in your life for that. And then what you can do is follow these 3 steps each week. They're really simple, really manageable, and really fun as well. So the first step is to do something by yourself for yourself each week. So that could be like reading a book, listening to a podcast, having a bubble bath, doing a skincare routine, reading a great self-help book, maybe even watching these videos, etc. So once a week, make sure that you're doing something for yourself, by yourself, to fill your own cup. Then the second step is to treat yourself each week. So this works into money mindset as well, really well, because again, with money mindset, if we cling on to money, then we're showing the universe that, like, oh my god, I'm not trusting that it's going to come back, or I don't feel wealthy or positively wealthy, etc. So this step ties into money mindset as well really nicely. So this is not about how much money you can spend. This is all about the energy behind that exchange, that product, that service. How does it feel to you? You are worthy of treating yourself to something. So a lot of the time I hear, you know, like my female clients say, like, I just want a man to buy me flowers. I'm like, buy yourself the goddamn flowers. Like, you deserve them. So buy yourself flowers, treat yourself to something. What have you really wanted? What feels good to you? What feels like a self-love self-loving act. It's not about how much this costs at all. It is all about the energy and how it feels to you and that self-loving act. So treat yourself to something once a week. And the third and final step is to do something socially for self-care each week and self-love. So this could be with friends, family, partners, etc. Do something to celebrate self-love in a really self-loving way, which feels good, and again, filling your own cup. Now, obviously that step during COVID is a little bit harder to do. So even if that's like having a Zoom call with your family or your friends or your loved ones, etc., even little things like that can really fill our cup more than we think. So when you're filling your cup and having that like healthy balance between social time and quality you time as well, you're able to give from a space of a full cup. You're able to pour into somebody else's cup when you have liquid in your cup, when your cup is full. And you know, again, that Mercury retrograde energy is teaching us to really encompass this, to really embody this. And remember, as we go into the winter months, as we go back to that journey of going back to the dark nights and obviously that winter vibe, that inner vibe of that divine feminine energy, we are going to be doing more inner work. We're going to be looking within rather than looking without like we have done in the summer and having those outer experiences. So this is all about bringing it back to yourself, bringing it back home and filling that own cup to be able to give to the world, give to others, to serve from an aligned place which feels good and not depleting your energy or how you feel within yourself. So make that time for yourself, stick to those 3 points, and you know, witness this over the next few months of reminding yourself each week to do this, because you truly deserve it. So I hope you've really enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope it has really served you and filled your cup. And now you can go away and implement this self-love and self-care over Mercury retrograde, of course, and moving forwards, you know, throughout the rest of the year as we go into those winter months. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And don't forget, you can also join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a great week, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love, guys.